Welcome back to the studio. I'm Chris Wilcock and this is my studio. I haven't posted a YouTube video on myself painting in a couple of weeks now. I've been busy in the studio, not painting, but busy sort of prepping things, right? So one of the things that I've been doing is working on the lighting in here, and we'll talk about that in a minute. The other thing I've been doing is digging through my archives of paintings, and I've been reclaiming a number of canvases. So I had a number of works that I wasn't overly pleased with, that I kind of put away over the years, and I've dug through over the last couple of weeks some of the paintings, and there were a number of paintings that I just didn't like. They were, works in progress kind of thing, things that just didn't work out, not the kind of thing I was proud of or would sell, that kind of thing. So I put them away, and 5 or 6, 7 years later, I've dug some of those canvases out. I've got at least 5 or 6 canvases. So I've got a wooden canvas here that I've gessoed. So there was an acrylic image under this, so I gessoed right over it. So that's ready to paint, and so are these. So in the next few weeks, as you can see here, I've got lots of canvases to paint. So the other thing, when I was looking for those canvases, I came across a couple of pictures that I actually didn't want to paint over. I wanted to work on them. They're old works of art that I've done. And again, they weren't finished. They were kind of left in that stage, put away. So here's one particular one that I'm going to keep. I'm not going to gesso over this. I'm going to film for YouTube, finishing this painting. So it's already started, but it's something I can continue. That's one of them. And in the upcoming weeks, I'm not sure which one we'll do first, but another painting that wasn't completed. Looks like it's almost there. It needs some attention and some work, and I've got a lot of ideas. And so I want to redo this or finish this painting. So that's a little bit more work that I'll be doing in here. I have been working on a painting over the last couple of weeks. That's a commissioned piece of work. So I haven't been filming that. I'm not comfortable filming commissions. Obviously that's a customer purchase painting. I'm painting it for a customer. So with that being said, they didn't give me the go-ahead to videotape painting that. But at the end of it, once it's painted, I will be able to show you what that piece of art looks like. It's a 24 by 36 panel, and it should be an interesting piece of art. So I will definitely show you that in the upcoming weeks when that's finished. But the other thing I wanted to talk about tonight that I've been very busy doing over the last couple of weeks is sort of redoing the studio lighting. So in here, and I'll show you this in a couple of minutes, is I've got pot lights in the ceiling. I've got pot lights underneath the door part there, and I've got 4 of them there, and I've got about 8 up here. The main lighting in this room are these pot lights. These pot lights are adjustable for their Kelvin temperature, for their color. So they were at, I think, around 3000 K, maybe 3600, not sure. They were quite yellow, they were warmer. I have now gone up to all of them and changed them to be 5000 K, much more like daylight. So 5000 K, if you're not familiar, 5000 Kelvins is approximately the temperature, the color of outdoor light at noon in full sun kind of thing, right? So it's very natural light. It feels maybe a little bit clinical in here, but I am getting used to it. But the reason I've done that is it is much better to paint in. I was painting in the warmer yellow light, and one of the things that starts to happen is you begin to mix your colors a little cooler to compensate for that, right? So then when you take your painting somewhere else in say a daylight, in a gallery or at someone else's home or even outside, the colors are going to seem off. And I've never really had it bother me before. I've always had a light, a small desk light over there that's over top of my palette. And sometimes I do have a similar thing like this over my actual canvas I'm working on. That is 5000K daylight. But what I really started to notice recently in here was the light really started to affect my color mixing. And I really noticed it. The particular painting I'm working on now has a fair bit of gray in it. And I really noticed when I was creating grays, first, I'm not sure if you guys know this, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, I don't use black out of a tube. I don't buy, you know, bone black. I do, but I don't, I've got them, but I don't use them. I don't have Mars black, I don't have bone black, that kind of thing. I mix my blacks, right? And so blacks, as you know, can be mixed from multiple colors. And they tend to be, you know, you can make them warm blacks, you can make them cool blacks, you know, that kind of thing. So, and then you can turn them into gray, obviously, by adding white to them. And what I really started to notice when I was doing that in here is I couldn't tell whether a gray was slightly blue or whether it was slightly brown, right? So if I mix ultramarine blue and I mix burnt umber together, I'm going to get a nice black. But as you're mixing it, you can't quite tell whether it's black or whether it's brown. Though you're shooting for black, you obviously want to get it black. But if you don't have the right lighting, it can tend to be one way or the other, right? So you can mix it slightly brown or slightly blue, and you won't necessarily know in the wrong light. So that was one of the things that really got me to think, well, I should change my lights. So like I said, I got up here, the lights are changeable. You just pull them down, they got a little switch on them. I changed them all to 5000K, and that's perfect. And in addition to that, I got out a couple of lights that I have had in the studio here for quite a while, and I've moved them onto tripods facing towards my canvas now, and I've added an additional light, such as a cob light, over the painting. And now this light setup in here is really illuminated. It feels right, and it's much easier to paint with. So I'm gonna give you a quick look around to show you the lights and what I've done, but I wanted to just check in with you guys so you know that I haven't really gone anywhere. I'm here painting when I'm not working. I'm not quite retired yet. I have about 10 months to go in work before I'm fully retired, and then I can focus all my time in the painting studio here. So I'm not quite there yet, but I'm constantly getting this space ready. So I just wanted you guys to know that I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still here painting. I'm still working on things. Like I said, I haven't filmed the creation of this painting, which is probably about 70% through because of the customer's request. So I wanted to touch base with you guys, and I want to let you know what else I'm doing in the studio in case you're interested. So I've really been working on the lights, digging up some canvases. I've got plenty of canvases down here that are still wrapped, still in the package, that I've bought obviously from art stores. But obviously if I can reuse some of the paintings I've got, that's a good place to go. To work on. So I've gessoed these, and they are ready to be new painting projects. Hopefully you guys have been watching my videos. I will in the next couple of weeks as well, and I can videotape that. I will be taking a couple of paintings that I did make videos of, and I will be varnishing them. So this one in particular was Helper in the Garden. It's out there if you want to see that video. It's on YouTube. I created that. I will be varnishing it. And Girl on the Bed, which also I videotaped for YouTube. It will be varnished as well. So a little bit of work going on in here still. So I just wanted to touch base with you guys and let you know I'm still here painting and still working in the studio. So let me give you a tour of the studio. So as you can see here are a couple of LED panels that I've had. I've had these for a while, but I recently just brought them out and put them on these stands. So those are pointing towards my canvas. And I've added this additional light here that goes right over my canvas. So you can see there's a lot more natural light in here than there used to be. So, and these are the pot lights I'm referring to. So not sure how well you can see it, but the room is much brighter, and I'm finding it much better for painting, a lot better when mixing colors. My palette is much more natural now. It may be seeming like it's a little too bright, and of course you can turn a lot of these lights down, but I'm finding at the painting that it's really much easier to see things. So just wanted to touch in, guys, and let you see what I've been working on. We'll get back to painting, videos on painting very soon. Bear with me. So I appreciate you being with me here tonight. If you want to see a little bit more of my studio, talk a little bit more about some of the equipment, that kind of thing, I also like to do that. So let me know. Maybe give me a thumbs up. Maybe give me a comment in the comment section. Other than that, we'll see you in a couple weeks in the next video. Thanks for joining me, guys.